Okay, let's solve this problem. It says determine whether each pair of lines is perpendicular. So we actually have two problems, part A and part B. And of course the trick is we need to find the slopes, compare the slopes, and if the slopes are negative reciprocals, or if we multiply the slopes together and get -1, then we know that these two lines are perpendicular. If they don't, if neither of these conditions is met, then they're not perpendicular. So the trick is to convert it to this form, to convert each of the equations to the form y equals mx plus b. And of course, this is the slope-intercept form. All right, where that's the slope. That's what we're looking for. We get that for free, even though we don't need it in this particular problem. All right, so let's look at A. All right, and there's equation 1, equation 2. So equation 1 is what? 4x minus 3y equals 3. And I want it to look like the slope-intercept form. That means I got to get this over there. Easy to do. I just subtract 4x from both sides. And what do I end up with? That cancels because that's 0. And I end up with minus 3y equals minus 4x plus 3. The implicit coefficient of y here is 1, so I'm going to get rid of this minus 3. And to make it 1, I divide by itself, which is minus 3. Do it to the left-hand side. I am compelled to do it to the right-hand side. 3 divided by minus 3 is, of course, 1. 1 times y is y. So this becomes minus 4 over minus 3x plus 3 over minus 3. And we can simplify that. Y is going to equal minus divided by minus. Well, that's a plus. So that's 4/3 x. And this is going to be minus 1. So let's get rid of that plus. It's going to be minus 1. And here we go. This is the slope. The slope equals 4/3. And we call it slope 1 because we're going to compare it to slope 2 in just a second. So what is equation number 2? Equation number 2 is 3x plus 4y equals 36. 3x plus 4y equals 36. All right, the y is fine on the left-hand side, but the x isn't. So I got to get rid of the x's. That's easy to do. This cancels because it's 0, and I'm left with 4y equals minus 3x plus 36. Divide by 4, so I get it in slope-intercept form. I do it to one side, I got to do it to the other. That cancels, leaving me with y. And on the right-hand side, I end up with, oops, no, it's not minus 4, it's plus 4. X plus 36 over 4. This I can simplify. I can't simplify that coefficient, so that's still minus 3/4. 4 goes into 4 once. 4 goes into 4 goes into 36 9 times. My mind is faster than my hand, so that's going to be a 9. In any case, this is what we're looking for. This is M2, our slope, and that's minus 3/4. Is that the reciprocal of slope 1? And yes, it is. Here's slope 1, and here's slope 2. So you'll notice we have a reciprocal. The 4 went down here, and the 3 went up here. And it's a negative reciprocal because of that. And of course, we could always just check to see that when we multiply them together, M1 times M2, we get minus 1. So M1 is what? 4/3 times minus 3/4. Well, it's a minus times a plus, so we're going to get a minus for an answer. This 3 cancels that 3, and technically becomes 1. This 4 cancels that 4, that becomes 1. 1 times 1 is 1. And sure enough, it fits the requirement. So since the two slopes, when I multiply them together, give me -1, or in other words, the two slopes are negative reciprocals, then the original two equations are perpendicular. Right? So, how about these two equations? Let's check and see if they're perpendicular. Again, it's the same process. This is B, and equation number 1, we have to find the slope. We have minus 9x plus y equals 2. And the same routine, we've got to get rid of the 9x because we want to put it on the left-hand side. Do it to one side, you got to do it to the other side. That cancels. That leaves me with y equals 9x plus 2. Aha! That's what I'm looking for. So that's m1, and that's 9. So the slope of this line, of my first line, is 9. Now, if the second line is perpendicular, then the slope is going to be -1/9. Let's see if that's the case. Alright, so the second equation is x equals 9y minus 5. Well, let's flip this because it looks like it might be slope-intercept form, but it really isn't. So when I flip this, I get 9y minus 5 equals x. Alright, let's get rid of the 5. Add 5 to both sides. That goes away. It leaves me with 9y, and that equals x plus 5. Got to get rid of the 9, divide both sides by 9. That, of course, is 1. 1 times y is y. So this becomes 1/9 x plus 5/9. Can't simplify that anymore. That, of course, is what we're looking for. And so m2 equals 1/9. m1 was 9. m2 is 1/9. They are reciprocals, but they are not negative reciprocals. There's no negative sign here. So these are not perpendicular. Tricky question. You know, if I multiply them together, the other test, m1 times m2, I get 9 times 1/9, which is 9 over 9, right? Because that's going to be 9 times 1 is 9. 1 times 9 is 9. 9 over 9 is 1. And it's plus 1. And that is not equal to -1. Therefore, these are not perpendicular. Alright, if you understood that, then it's time to try the example in the book, which is on page 240. Good luck. I'm Luke Kane. We'll see you later. Bye now.